Aggression only stops when it encounters counteraggression. Without understanding this fundamental truth, a person is destined to languish on the sidelines of life, wasting their prime years waiting endlessly for an opportunity. Without understanding this law, a person is doomed to languish on the sidelines of life, wasting their best years waiting endlessly for an opportunity. Aggression is a creature's expansion into the external environment with the aim of conquering and establishing a living space. This is a fundamental property of all living matter. However, due to the complexity of signaling systems and consciousness, failure is possible. Due to the brain's inability to distinguish reality from its representation, and even the prevalence of representations over reality, a person is capable of turning off or never turning on this deep-seated mechanism. Every living creature strives to occupy as much space as possible. This is a law of nature, and violating it guarantees destructive consequences. If a hegemon begins to play along to create space for others, whether by free will or force, be it a family father, a country president, or a company head, the result will always be the same. In artificial conditions, a flimsy structure will be grown, not a full-fledged fighter and competitor. For strength is always gained through honest struggle. It is precisely this honest, uncompromising struggle for one's living space in real life that forms real ideas about life and its laws, not pretense. Why? Because playing along and giving in creates a false perception of life. Will someone who has been coddled and not punished for mistakes be ready for a real fight? No. Giving in and playing along means refusing to provide negative feedback in response to incongruent actions. A person stops understanding where they are vulnerable, ineffective, or unable to achieve their desired outcome in real life. There is only one way to achieve emancipation: to take it by force. No parent gives their children freedom until they take it, and woe to the parent who takes pity on their child and gives it to them without a struggle. Likewise, woe to those children who wait for their parents to grant them freedom. If you have ideas that you want to be heard in your family, community, society, or country, there is only one way. Stand up to your full height and say it loudly. No one will come to you with a microphone and give you a chance to speak while you wait humbly for your turn. No one will give you the right to express yourself. There are billions of people like you waiting for their turn. Life isn't a kindergarten teacher handing out candy to the most obedient and well-behaved. Life simply rewards those who deserve it. You can take it, someone else can take it, or no one can take it. Once again, only the opinions of those willing to fight for their freedom, be taken seriously, and go all the way are considered. It doesn't matter where or what. This fundamental law of life applies even within the human body, where cells of a single organism compete for nutrition, literally killing each other to survive and occupy a dominant position. Your ideas, worldview, and how you think things should be will never be heard or taken into account if you cannot guarantee armed aggression in case of non-compliance. Your demands on this world and these people are worthless if you can't retaliate in case of non-compliance. We demand the release of all political prisoners, or else what? Or else we'll take to the streets. And then what? Then we'll stand there and go home in the evening to write about it on the internet. I see. This is what distinguishes a 14-year-old boy begging his mother for permission to start boxing from a teenager who quietly goes to his first training session without telling anyone. If asked, he simply states the facts and doesn't allow for the possibility of compromise. You live under the false impression that you have been taught by those who wanted you to be obedient and wait your turn. They wanted you to believe that you could get what you want by asking for it properly and waiting your turn. If you don't get what you want, it's because you asked for it the wrong way or didn't wait long enough. In life, you can only get something by having the audacity to take it if it does not yet belong to anyone, or by having the determination to fight and go all the way for victory if it already belongs to someone else. Woe to those who try to hide their cowardice and spinelessness with culture, civility, and good manners. There is no sweeter, more reliable slave than one who considers himself superior to everyone else because he refuses to fight for his living space. No one will take you seriously, not your parents, your children, your husband or wife, your friends, or even yourself, if you refuse to fight for what you want. The only thing that works is the conviction of a kamikaze, or a jihadist who is ready for any escalation or loss if their demands are not met. No one will ever give you space in your family, life, or society until you want it and find ways to get those around you to give it to you. This can be done by negotiating mutual benefits or making threats that will be carried out. No matter how strongly you believe you're right, how much those around you convince you of it, how much you know or understand, how just the idea you're defending is, how smart or educated you are, how well you can argue your position, or how well you could act if given the opportunity, it won't matter. All of that is worthless if you can be ignored and nothing will happen as a result. It's worthless if you're not prepared to prove yourself and defend what is important to you. Only your actions reveal how much you value what you're willing to fight for. Only your actions confirm your existence. You exist only to the extent that your actions are decisive in the struggle for your living space. Outside the scope of your actions, you do not exist and never have existed. Beyond them, there are only phantoms and illusions that have convinced you they are part of reality, but they never were. Law does not emerge from the pursuit of truth. It is created only by the force capable of enforcing it. There is no law except the law of the strong. There is no truth except the truth of power. For those who believe they are right, there is only one way to prove it. Take the path of power and succeed, fighting others who also believe they are right and are ready to prove it.